Hello. Okay, I literally was driving home and I pulled over because I was like, we need to have a little chat. Because I need to be honest with myself. And sometimes I talk myself out of things and I'm like, you're just being ridiculous. It's not actually true. And then I don't know what to believe. So I'm just gonna talk. I feel like lately, been doing probably too much, putting too much stress on my body. Add in the fact that, I've struggled with anxiety and OCD. That's a lot of brain space, which further depletes the system, puts more stress on the body. And I've always just kind of like pushed through it. Um, and my brain said like it's more discipline to push through it, like just push through, like prove to yourself that you can do it. And so when I would feel fatigued or I'd feel burnt out, if anything, I would push harder to like prove I can do it, like prove to myself that I can get through it. And it stopped being as much about like aesthetic goals, or what people would think. It was more about like, well, if I could do it, then I should. Like, if I could work out for longer, then I should. If I could run faster, I should. And that's so toxic because you can always do more. And you're never going to win with that mentality. And you're never going to feel like what you did was good enough. And recently, I feel like in the past few months, maybe because of transition, because I graduated, and I'm getting married soon, also exciting, but it's also like I'm in this transition period of figuring out what I want to do. Do I want to go back to school? Do I want to start working? And so I think I've been feeling insecure about not knowing, like being more confused about what I want to do now after finishing school. And just kind of in that like lost kind of, I don't know what I'm doing situation. And so I think I've been putting more pressure on myself, um, and maybe compensating in a way with exercise. And with, I think I've just been feeling burnt out for a while and I've been ignoring it. And I'll be like, well, a lot of people would train this much, or a lot of other people do more than me. And honestly, it doesn't really matter because everybody's capacity is different. And there's so many different factors. And I shouldn't really be comparing to other people, because that kind of invalidated what I was doing and held me back from trying to work on the amount that I'm doing, because I've been like, well, a lot of other people work out this much or do this much, and it doesn't matter because we're all different. And I've been learning about nervous system regulation and in this course that I'm doing, which will be a whole separate video. But pretty much it's just like this is another threat to my system. Like this is overloading my system. I haven't been making progress. Physically, strength is low. Energy, low. Motivation, low. I just feel like I'm like my body is like lead. Like I feel heavy. Like just movements feel tough. And I just again keep pushing through, and like that's not something to be proud of. So I really need to hold myself accountable to toning it back and really trying to listen to my body, which I think that relationship between my mind and my body and the trust there has really been broken because over the years I've just overridden it. Like my body's been like, I'm tired, I need a break, and my mind's been like, no, shush, and continued to override those signals that my body's been trying to say. So I think it's going to take some time to like connect back to my body, and then be able to listen to the messages that it's telling me, which again, there's a lot of work that I can do and I am doing, with a coach who does nervous system regulation. But anyway, I just wanted to share that that's where I'm at. I don't even know if that made sense. I just feel like I had to say it out loud. And I'm not going to try to do all this on my own. Like, my fiance is going to help me tone down, be logical about my workouts, and I just need somebody kind of to tell me what to do right now, because clearly my brain's just going to say, well, you could do 10 more reps. You could do a couple more exercises. You could just go on an extra long walk. And because I've been doing that, my threshold increases, and I'm comparing level of activity or comparing what I'm doing to this like threshold that I think I need to taper that threshold down, if that makes sense. But I think it's going to be really productive in the long run and really good for me. And honestly, who knows? Maybe my body will respond better, and maybe my mental health will be better, and maybe I'll be able to trust my body more, and my body will be able to trust my mind more. So I'm going to just try to see it as an experiment, and just see how it goes. But yeah, I just wanted to share all of that, and I'm going to share my journey because I wish that there was someone that I could watch doing this journey right now. So I'm sure there are people out there. I just don't know who's doing it. But yeah. Okay. Anyway, see ya in the next clip. Hey, I was just checking on my garden and I'm about to head to the gym. But I don't know. I just wanted to give like a quick little update for this video because I want to document kind of how this process journey is going to be of trying to treat myself with more care, and not feel like I need to do the most with exercise, and kind of get back in touch with my body and be kind to my body, because I think I realized, as I'll put a clip in, I think this was like 2 weeks ago, I just like had a moment and I was like, enough is enough. Like, I know I'm doing too much for the state that my nervous system is at right now. The amount of stress that I'm feeling mentally, putting on more physical stress and just trying to like do things because my brain says I should. That's not really an efficient way to go about things, to go about goals, anything like that. And I was just feeling really burnt out, and I feel like if I continue to ignore it and push through, like my brain tells me to sometimes, then it would have just exacerbated the problems. Like, I've just been feeling, and I think I say it in this clip, but like low energy, and my anxiety has been really bad, my ruminating thoughts, and it's all just kind of feeding on each other, and I'm not feeling in control. So then I'm like, I need to do more exercise to feel more in control, which makes me feel more out of control, and it's just like this loop. And so this past weekend, my fiance, Jeremy, sat down with me and was like, you really are up here and you got to like go down here because it's not working. Like, it's not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. And I think I needed someone to just be stern with me. And so this week I really tapered back a lot. Like, I'm doing half as many exercises, maybe less. I'm not doing as many like jumping hit type movements in my workouts. Like, I kind of was training with like junk volume before, and I know better than that. Like, I'm a certified personal trainer. Like, I know better. I know how to program. But when it comes to myself, I was just like, well, I could do this. I should do this. I could do this. And I was just adding on. Like, my workouts were too long and then doing too much. And it wasn't in a methodological way. Like, it didn't make sense. There was no reason except that my brain said I should. I don't know if anyone else relates to this, but even if you just feel like you're doing too much because you're like, well, if I do more, sorry, there's a bug. If I do more, then I'll get closer to my goals. Like, that's not necessarily true. And oftentimes doing more will take you away from your goals. And again, logically, I know that. It's just emotionally, it's hard for me to take a step back. Because then it brings up those, like, that inner critic of like, you're lazy, you're not disciplined. And it's like, those are all lies. Those are all lies. Anyway, so this week, like, cardio is walking, and I'm doing like 10 minutes 2 times this week of just zone 2, like super duper light jogging, like really like almost fast walking, like it could be fast walking, which and I think my body's kind of craving that like decrease in intensity of my training and everything. And who knows, maybe I'll continue like this for a bit. Maybe this is what I'm meant to do. But that's where we're at this week, and I can try to put some clips in of you know, training this week. But yeah, I'm really toning it down. I'm bringing it from up here to here, and then I might slowly try to work my way up, but I'm not putting pressure on it because honestly, like, I need to start to listen to my body, and I've been ignoring it for so long. So that's where we're at, and I'll just do a little vlog style video. But first, I'll insert the clip of just my chit chat of when I was realizing like enough is enough. I mean, I've been feeling this way for months, maybe, yeah, months. But I think a few weeks ago when I filmed the clip that I'm gonna put in, I was like, this is enough is enough. Okay, it's starting to rain, so as always, I'm here for you guys. I appreciate you. I'll check back in at the end of the video, but I hope you enjoy. Good morning. I'm on a little walkie walk. Ooh, sorry, it's shaky. I'm gonna talk to you when I stop. Okay, I'm back. I found this cutie little bench, and there's a little stream. It's really cozy. It's right by my house actually. But yeah, I was just on like my little morning walkie walk, just get some sunlight in. And I've been trying recently to, I mean, sometimes I'll still listen to a podcast, but trying to like just look at my surroundings and list a few things I'm grateful for and everything. And it's been really nice. But I was just on my walk, and I was thinking about the whole exercising that I was talking about in probably the last clip or one of the earlier clips. Because it's been a few weeks since that last clip. And just about like the shoulds with exercise. And I know for me, it's a lot of my anxiety and probably OCD of like the ruminating thoughts and everything and the obsessions. And it's not necessarily about the exercise. So I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much in case people don't relate to that. But I also think it's helpful to talk about because I think a lot of people probably have like I could have done more. I should do this also. I should do that. I should do 10 reps instead of 8. I should run even if you don't like running, or I should do this. And I think I realized, I was thinking of this analogy, actually, it's like if you're carrying groceries and you can like hold this much, right? Also, ignore Notre Dame rowing. We don't know who she is. I just thrifted this. Anyway, and then the next week you're like, well, I could pick up a few more things. And so you pick up a few more things, and then it's like you're struggling though, and it's heavy, and like you're just tired because for weeks you've been like carrying these groceries. And then like the next week you're like, I could pick up a few more things, but things start like falling from your hands because you're tired, and it's just too much to carry, and you should just do 2 trips to the car to bring in the groceries, but you're like, no, I can do it. And if I can do it, then I should do it all in one trip. You're depleting your system, and you're taxing it, and you're comparing to the week before. Well, last week I carried this much, so this week I should be able to carry this much, and I should be able to do more. And it's draining, mentally even. Like, forget about the physically part. And I think that's where I got to in the exercise. Like, maybe I wasn't doing an insane amount, but my system was so drained with saying like, I could be doing this, I should be doing this. Oh, you can't sit down for too long, you need to go on a walk, you can't do this, you need to do that. I don't need to give examples because I don't want to trigger anything or anything like that. But it started draining my mental system, and so then everything felt like a chore. It wasn't that I wanted to go work out, and so it felt so hard, and it felt like extra and just a burden. And that's not the way I want it to feel. And I mean, it can be for anything. For me, it was exercise recently, but I mean, it's been food in the past too, where like I was overthinking food so much and so much and so much, it consumed me. And like nothing with food felt good enough. Like when I was restrictive, if I would restrict, it didn't feel good enough. I should have done something else, is what my brain said, or whatever it was. So it's not actually about the food or the exercise, and we know that's a deeper root. It's the desire for control, and it's like, for me, I think sometimes for me to prove to myself that I'm capable. Like, well, just prove that you can do this exercise or do that. And it's like, that's coming from this core belief that I'm not capable. And so then I'm like, well, let me prove it. But even if I were to do that thing, it's still not enough. My brain's like, well, you should do this also. So realizing that it's still not enough, even if I do it, someone is running by. This is so embarrassing. But like, even if I realize like I just realized, like, even if I do it, it's still not gonna be enough for my brain. My brain's gonna keep spiraling because it's in this activated, threatened state. It's gonna keep coming up with new reasons to not feel satisfied, and to seek out more, and to prove to myself, I can do it. But I need to actually get to the root of like rewiring this belief that like I'm not worthy or I'm not capable or like all of these negative core beliefs. Anyway, that's my thought. And now we're gonna go enjoy this creek and do a little more walking, and then we'll go back.